All right, so for lesson one data types, we're going to start with a Venn diagram data sort. So we're going to look at um, what type of questions we're looking at and what kind of data that might make. So what kind of chips do you prefer? So if we're going to look at that, you might actually list brand names of chips. You might list like tortilla chips, potato chips, the specific kinds. But these are all things that are listed in categories. So this is actually going to give categorical data. What's a typical number of chips in a bag? Now that I might answer with a mean or median, and that might really kind of depend on what type of bag you have of chips. So this is actually numerical data or numeric data. How many chips are in your bag? Again, numeric data. What brands of chips does class like? Again, that's going to be categorical data. Moving on, we're going to look at making a bar graph of the mean or the gross of the top five movies in 2019. So in order to do that, I'm going to go over to my Python notebook. I'm going to import my Google Drive. And then again, this just gives permissions to access this. There's not a data file, so really I didn't need to put this in the code, and that's okay. And then the first thing that we're going to do is make a gross vector of the numbers in order um, here, but I'm going to remove the commas. So in here, it's going to say 8,058 or 858,373,000, and you just take the commas out here. And then at the end of the number, you put a comma to separate it from this one. So you just delete the commas and put commas between the numbers. And I called that vector gross. Now I'm going to import the NumPy library, and I'm going to change gross to a NumPy array. And I could find, for example, what's the mean of the movies, of the gross of the top five movies, and what's the median. If you look, the mean is actually higher because Avengers Endgame earned so much more compared to the uh, other films in the top five. So now we're going to learn how to make a bar graph. So we're going to import this matplot library.pyplot as PLT. And then what I'm going to do is make a list of the movie names. So I put movie names equals, and then just made a list. And then in ours, we did like how many people watch these movies. So you just got to ask the class how many people watched Avengers Endgame. And you can change these if you want, and then you just change them in the code. But I just made up some hypothetical data. So 15 people watched Avengers, 10 people watched The Lion King, 20 watched Frozen 2, 10 watched Toy Story 4, and 8 watched Captain Marvel. So here's the movie name, here's the movie viewers. And then what we're going to do is create a plot of the movie name with then the movie viewers. So the movie name is going to go on the x-axis and the viewers is on the y-axis. This plot title will just say class movie data. Plot X label is going to be movie. Plot Y label is going to be viewers, and then you just click show. And then if you look here, moving on, you're going to create your own survey. So just make up some of your own questions that are categorical or numerical. And then here you're going to classify some of those. But in here, we're going to deal with this numerical listed numbers. So on here, I'm going to import the pandas library. I'm going to make this number list. I'm going to convert this to a pandas series. So number list is panda series of number list. And then what I can do is find all those descriptive statistics using the describe function. So again, remember the 5-number summary isn't the count, the mean, or the standard deviation. It's these 5 numbers, the minimum. The 25% is the first quartile. The median is the 50th percentile. The Q3 is the 75th percentile. And the max is right here. So you can use that to quickly find this information. You can also do those by hand. You're going to find that the calculations are a little bit different if you did them by hand. There's different rules for calculating those that those use. And then lastly, for our check for understanding, just going to compare and contrast what is categorical or numerical data. And then you're going to find the 5-number summary of that data. So again, to find the 5-number summary of the data, you just put the numbers there, and I called this list num, and then just put the numbers in. And then I just put num PD for num pandas, that's the name of that, and I created a panda series out of it. You can always check the type. Is it the right type of data by going type num PD? And then we can use the describe function to find those 5-number summaries. And then again, there's my minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile, and maximum.